Hello everyone, I know you're watching this YouTube video on how to improve your spoken English and communications, particularly for Indian corporate workplaces, and I'm going to tell you today why just learning from YouTube is not sufficient. Now this may sound a little hypocritical from my end, running my own YouTube channel, explaining, giving advice, but there are some key elements I need to emphasize that a YouTube video cannot incorporate, that only a live learning can teach you. And you have to be careful while learning from YouTube that these are going to be something you have to put an extra effort for, or you may not be able to learn, and you have to be okay with the fact that you're not going to learn those things here. So let's get started. Number one, first thing I would say is lack of interaction. I mean, that is obvious. I mean, we YouTubers try very hard to make sure that the content is engaging. We could engage with you in the comment section, or you may even get some DMs on our social media pages and so on and so forth, and we try to interact as much as possible. But let's be honest, that interaction is very limited, and there's only very few things we can do about it. Yes, we are going to plan hosting some webinars in the future where you can engage and interact with us a lot more in person. But before that, I would have to say that in general, its interaction is a lot missing for a YouTuber with their audience, and the audience to learn from the YouTuber. You cannot ask questions and get replies in the feed real time, and that will hamper learning if you're just relying entirely on the YouTube. That's it. I mean, there are many great YouTubers out there. I'm not just talking about me, but there are a lot of great YouTubers out there on great content and definitely want to learn from some of the best people around the world. But when it comes to language learning in spoken English, you want to make sure that you do get the benefits of having a live teacher and a mentor with you so that you have more interaction. Second is limited personalization. I mean, this has to go. I know YouTube is great with providing you personalized videos, but nonetheless the content is and not get entirely tailored to you. Some of you may have problem with fluency, some of you may have problem with grammar, some of you may have specific problems with specific areas of grammar. You may have problem with confidence, which requires sometimes doing pep talks or sometimes providing you more opportunities to speak. You can have multiple different problems which are unique to each and every one of the viewers of this video. And YouTube video just simply can't do that, and that lack of personalization is again a big hindrance. Now some people are at a higher level, they are able to manage, or some people are just fast learner, so they are able to cope up just watching the videos. But for a vast majority, having a live teacher at hand, somebody who can understand, and by live teacher doesn't have to be somebody in the same room. You can have a teacher on Zoom class as well. I mean, language learning is entirely possible on a Zoom class. But what you want to do is make sure that I have somebody who listens to you, understands, and provide you more personalized context. I mean, that is why we have developed the BBS Spoken English program, which is 1:1 coaching, to make sure that every student of ours get that personalized attention. Next is obviously the lack of real life practice. I mean, it's obviously entirely up to you if you are going to practice all the topics and suggestions given to you, but that might actually be hard. I mean, I have struggled with it, doing it all by myself. I know I was lucky to find friends, groups of people of similar interests to practice it out, but if you find yourself being alone, then it's going to be a lot of challenge for you to go out and repeatedly practice among your busy life. I mean, if you're a viewer of this channel, you're probably a working professional with at least 5 years of experience and more, and you may have a family life, you may have spouse and kids, and it may not be possible for you to just consistently find out time and motivation to practice. But without practice, you simply won't improve. I mean, just keep watching videos after videos won't get you anywhere. So with that said, I would simply ask you very humbly to again, consider a choice of a teacher. If not, please just to check out our spoken English program for working professionals in India and see if it's the right fit for you. Fourth is inconsistent quality. I mean, there are so many YouTubers out there who works on so many different audiences, and the quality is very different. I mean, not everybody is able to provide the right information, the right techniques, right guidance, right motivation. And as a self-learner, you may not always be able to differentiate who is better and who is not, and that may lead to wasting a lot of time. Also, a lot of people tend to give out a similar content information, and while phrasing it in a fashion which it sounds different, but in the end, when you watch all these videos, you have learned only the same bunch of ideas, while watching one video would have been sufficient. So lack of this calibration and quality standards on YouTube can be a challenge. Now, I'm not saying there are not great YouTubers out there. There are, in both in spoken English and fluency space, and I'm not just talking about me again, but I do want to ensure that there is a quality differentiation among the videos, so you want to be careful about that. And the fifth, finally, I would say is limited context. Again, I mean, culturally, India just is a different place. I mean, the kind of conversations we have in a corporate setting in India is very different than what it happens in France, UK, and US, and Canada. So anybody who's teaching you would want to understand. For example, in India, mother tongue influence, MTI is a big issue because we have so many regional language with so much flavor and color that it automatically transfers into when we speak English, and it acts as a hindrance in clarity. I mean, that is something people need to understand. Again, a lot of people want to move abroad for either higher studies and jobs opportunities, and they want to focus on exams like GRE, TOEFL and IELTS, and the challenges that come along with it, which may or may not apply to a lot of Western audience. So if you're watching English YouTubers, when there are many good English YouTubers out there but who do not understand these challenges, you may not be having a great time learning from them. So this limited context, and even if you're working with an Indian teacher, a YouTuber can only provide you so much information based on their limited experience. But if you can find a teacher for yourself who can understand your challenges, what the context, what the motivation is, where you want to go, then that teacher will be able to calibrate your goals accordingly and build milestones along the way and keep you accountable to get you there. So these are a couple of reasons I would say why just watching YouTube videos is not sufficient to learn English language, specifically spoken English language. So do let me know in the comment section, what do you think about it? Do you think having a live teacher will make a huge difference in your learning? And if not, or yes, please give your reasons as well. By the way, if you have enjoyed this videos, why don't you just take a moment to hit that like button and share it with your friends and family. It will be amazing help to me and this channel, and I hope to see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye, have a great day.